What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel, man. Let's get right into it, guys. So, first off, I would love to talk about the whole boxing event that took place yesterday. But for the sake of time, I'm only going to specifically talk about Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. Now, first and foremost, wow. God damn, Haney. Haney did his thing. He did his thing, man. Look, I was shocked. I was surprised that, Haney was able to pull off a performance like this. Coming off the two poor performances that he had previously, I did not think that, or I didn't. Let me rephrase that. I didn't. It's not that I didn't think he could do it. Excuse me. I just didn't know if he recovered. Right. I was definitely one of those guys that was choosing Brian Norman to win, simply because I just thought that Brian Norman, obviously, he's coming off, he's undefeated. He's coming off a big knockout victory in Japan, and I just didn't think that Devin Haney was ready for this. Right, again, especially his last performance, he did not look good at all. And I just think it was, obviously that performance with Ramirez, maybe he did do that purposely because he just, hey, I'm sorry, guys. I just want to get through this fight so I can, look good in a Ryan Garcia, right? So I can preserve myself and make that fight happen. Obviously, that fight didn't happen. But nonetheless, Devin Haney definitely did a good job. I didn't like all the holding he was doing and all the wrestling that was going on. But outside of that, Devin Haney did a fantastic job. Okay. Devin Haney is really good at the fundamentals of boxing. And he beat Brian Norman with the basic fundamentals, which was the jab. The jab was finding his way home all night long. I mean, he was setting everything up with that. Obviously, in the second round, Devin Haney hit him with a nice, clean left hook that shook Brian Norman to the core. And then he hit him with another left hook right hand, knocked him down. And I was like, oh my God, Devin Haney, he's been telling dude, I have power. Everybody keeps talking about Devin don't have power. He's shown it in this fight. He showed it in the Regis Progress fight. He showed it this fight. He knocked Brian Norman down, and I was shocked. And what the funny thing is, Brian Norman is the guy who's known for the knockout power, who's known to be strong. This is what we've been saying leading up to this fight this entire time. And Devin Haney is like, nah, I'm the one with the power. I'm the one with the skill, and I'm the one with the power. And he clearly showed that, right? We talk about Ryan Garcia having a left hook and Brian Norman Jr. having a dangerous left hook. Devin Haney was using that left hook all night long. And I'm telling you, it was finding his way home constantly. Again, Devin Haney, man, he did a great job. He proved all his critics, all his haters wrong, including myself. I'm not a Devin Haney hater, but I did criticize him. Again, I did not expect him to win this fight. He did an amazing job. He looked great doing it, minus all the holding. But outside of that, man, wow, what a masterful way to make a comeback. You know what I mean? And completely dominate somebody the way that he did. Brian Norman, he did a good job, man. Just he kept trying to pick up the pace. He kept trying, but I think after that knockdown, I just think he was a little bit discouraged. And again, that left hook, that jab just kept finding his way, man. And Devin Haney pretty much kept him at bay. And Brian Norman was also smothering his punches a lot. He kept trying to come in, and it's like you got to come in at a different angle. Quit coming in the same way, and in a straight line. Quit chasing Devin Haney. And I get it. I can understand. He's trying to chase him. He's trying to catch him. He's trying to get Devin Haney tired. Devin Haney is probably one of the best conditioned fighters. That man is not going to get tired. And he's also the most disciplined fighter. Both of them guys look great, man. Devin Haney was just a better man last night. I look forward to seeing Devin Haney again. I think the man is here. This was supposed to be the fight that, if Devin Haney still has it or not, if he's still, potentially, you know, the Devin Haney that we knew before the Ryan Garcia fight, and you could clearly tell that he's over it. with this performance, you could clearly tell he's moved on. So, excuse me. I just, man, I can't wait to see him fight again. Conor Benn stepped in the ring. Hopefully, Conor Benn and Devin Haney could fight sometime next year. I would love to see that fight happen. Um, I do think Conor Benn is going to be a lot for Devin Haney. I don't care that he's fought Brian Norman. Brian Norman is doesn't have fast feet like Conor Benn does. Conor Benn works those angles. Conor Benn punches. Conor Benn every second of every round he fights. So Conor Benn and Brian Norman Jr. are two completely different fighters. So I would like to see Devin Haney in that fight. I do think that Devin Haney, that's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a tough one. So with that being said, man, again, thank you guys so much for watching my channel, man. I honestly do appreciate it. Until next time.